When you hear about AI in games, a few things come to mind. For some, it could be Shodan from System Shock. Others think about AI opponents in Warcraft or Call of Duty. For me, I always think about NPCs, their behavior and personalities, all of which are governed by their creators. But for how long? Recent rises in AI technology makes me wonder how NPCs are going to change very soon. So let's talk about it. Let's briefly clarify what NPC means. It stands for non-player character, and this includes both the friendly buddies like the ones in Animal Crossing and the intimidating enemies you encounter in something like Dark Souls. In my eyes, there are three main avenues where AI in games can be used to make NPC interactions way more immersive. The most interesting one is behavior generation. We already have examples of immaculate realistic behavior of NPCs in gaming, like the entire of Red Dead Redemption 2 for example, where even an NPC eating at a restaurant is a thing. However, this is something that developers intended. Having an active AI at the helm would let an NPC decide for itself how to react to other NPCs, player actions, and even the changing in-game world. Naturally, it's a bit of a pipe dream. AI-powered NPC characters are something to consider long-term, but hey, Bethesda tried it with Radiant AI in Oblivion 17 years ago, so maybe it's time to give it another shot. But apart from behavior generation, we can have really lifelike dialogues in response to the player and even other AI NPC characters. This year, an experimental game, Vaudeville, showed a similar proof of concept with varied human-AI communication. AI-powered NPC characters each had different personalities, chose to hide certain information, and would respond surprisingly human-like to pretty much any question a player could ask it.
Now, detective, don't you think it's your job to find out?
Of course, they're not as smart as real humans are yet, but I mean, let's face it, it's not that big of a threshold to cross. It's clear it will take a while for games with AI-generated dialogue to overcome the true masterpieces we saw in games before.
There are many reasons why that would be a bad idea. I will illuminate three. First, do not believe that because Daniel is a missionary, he is incapable of or unwilling to defend himself.
I have to admit that the potential is there, and big companies recognize that as well. The creators of Matrix Awakens have recently showcased their smart NPCs, combining Replica Studios' AI voice and text generation of OpenAI to generate realistic dialogue.
Please, listen to me. You're living in a simulated world.
Yeah, I know. It sure doesn't feel real sometimes.
Let me show you the truth.
Not sure I want to know the truth.
When it comes to NPCs' decision-making ability, implementing AI technology there would make even more of a difference. Currently, even games with extremely challenging opponents only have a dozen or so combat patterns per enemy, and learning an enemy's combos is a major step in victory. However, what if your opponent learns your moves as well? It's been done before, in Alien Isolation, remembering where the player likes to hide. But imagine this kind of pattern recognition in something like a Souls game.
Yeah, strategy.
Okay, yeah, on the other hand, let's not imagine that one. I'm just going to be content if we at least don't let the Redfall situation repeat again. That was a disgrace. That infamous clip leads me to discuss how NPCs in gaming are currently created, starting with pathfinding. This is the ability of NPCs to calculate the best route between two traversable points. Without pathfinding, we get the results like the ones you've just seen, or even this funny behavior of Mr. X from the Resident Evil 2 remake. Besides simply avoiding the obstacles, perhaps some NPCs might even stop being obstacles themselves. Oh my god, Lydia, get out of the doorway! Without you having to politely move them aside. Of course, this could also help us escape the unfortunate fate of alien colonial marines, where a single typo, yeah, one letter, completely ruined the pathfinding and NPC behavior of aliens. Talking about behaviors, finite state machines are a common way to create those during game development. FSM relies on game designers to create multiple states for an NPC, such as idle, patrolling, and so on. And then certain events would serve as triggers to switch between states. Like the Skyrim AI scolding you for throwing weapons out in the street, where the act of throwing them is a trigger, and the resulting dialogue is one of the programmed states for the guard. Anyway, no lollygagging, let's move on. On a bit of a different tangent, AI in gaming is already implemented successfully in the RTS genre. More specifically in StarCraft 2, with multiple high-level AI bots posing a challenge to even experienced players. Alright, so okay. We've covered the theoretical future of AI in games and the practical past. Now let's come back to the present. Right now, the technology with the most potential is called Character Engine. These engines allow crafting complex, distinct characters using AI generation, configured differently to the likes of OpenAI chatbot software. For instance, characters made by the in-world character engine are already sophisticated enough to not break character when talking and are capable of acting independently according to their personality. Such gaming AI characters also exhibit clear emotions, and they're capable of remembering the player, and are safeguarded against breaking the fourth wall like AI chatbots do all the time. Multiple companies are working on their own AI NPC character engines, including Spirit AI, Unreal Engine's MetaHuman system, and even the Replica Studio AI I mentioned earlier on in this list. Character engines are still a new technology that blend AI and games together, but they have the potential to revolutionize the way NPCs are created in games. I'm glad to see that in the world where the dead-eyed NPCs from Starfield are somehow considered the norm, we still have dreamers trying to improve and broaden our horizons. One of the biggest rumors today is the GTA 6 AI implementation, so perhaps, just maybe, Rockstar's gonna shake the world once again. What do you think is the future of NPC creation with AI in games? Do you look forward to chatting with NPCs that look and feel like real people? Well, thanks for watching. I hope you found this overview of AI and gaming interesting, and if you did, leave a like and subscribe for even more content like this. And I'll see you in the next one. I used to be an adventurer like you, till I took an arrow to the knee. You know that line's actually a euphemism for getting married, taking an arrow to the knee. It's kind of like the modern one, ball and chain, referring to the wife. Taking an arrow to the knee was getting married. Interesting fact for the day. Like and subscribe!